Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Gabe. Wanted to share some thoughts around pricing tiers. I was doing some research for another project looking at cable companies, specifically Comcast and Cox, even AT&T, although I realize they're not a cable company, but some of the large national service providers. And one thing that really struck me as I was looking through their websites and looking at their pricing is that they have a lot of service tier options. When I was looking at Comcast as an example, I think they had six or eight, and they had a 200 meg tier, and they had a 400 meg tier, and they had a 600 meg tier, and they had an 800 meg tier. And it just reminded me how difficult it can be to differentiate those services, even for these very large national service providers who have almost unlimited marketing budgets. It can be very difficult for them to differentiate their solutions. And it just reminded me that simplicity in pricing and keeping a small number of service tiers, I think, is something that most providers should really try to focus on. I know I'm not saying anything new here. I realize other people inside Calix, as well as other folks just in the industry broadly, have talked about simplicity in pricing before. And I don't know exactly what the right number is. I get asked that question a lot from my customers. How many pricing tiers should I have? I don't know if the right number is two. I don't know if the right number is three, but I can tell you that the wrong number is five, six, even, sometimes seeing eight. That's way too many. You've given people way too much choice. It's going to confuse them, and they're not going to be able to properly differentiate between the services that you're offering. So if you're a marketer at a broadband service provider and you've got five or six tiers that you're offering to your customers, I'd really encourage you to think about how many of those do you truly need, and can you get down to three or maybe even two? Because what I see with most of my customers who have freedom from choice versus freedom of choice is that they drive typically more revenue, and that they drive a much better subscriber experience from their customers as well. Hope you found this helpful. As always, feel free to reach out to me. Certainly curious if anybody has had experience, reducing the number of tiers. I know I've worked with a number of customers who have gone through that process, and it's not always easy, but I think when folks come out of the other end, they're very happy that they did. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week.